One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Yes, sir. Happy Thursday morning to everybody. All of you freaking legends here in the chat, man. I very much appreciate every single one of you guys. Much love, honor, and respect to everybody. We got a lot to discuss. We have a lot of breaking news, as you guys see. It's officially passed. The big, beautiful bill is officially passed the House of Representatives, and it's being talked about a lot in the media right now. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that here in a minute. We actually have all of the people in the House pretty much that voted on this that are going to be given their thoughts or whatever on this ordeal. So I think that's actually a fantastic thing. There, Charles, you can see Lucy's right there. You can see her playing in the background. So you'll see her. So I earned that like button today. You know what I mean? From all of you guys. Much love, honor, and respect, everybody. We have a lot to get through today. Israeli embassy also unalives some people. I believe it's 2 people. We're going to go ahead and get into that, as well as there was a small plane crash. I forget exactly where, someplace here in the United States. We're going to be getting into that as well. So I very much appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys. I see all of you legends up in here. We got Shadow starting off hot, man, dropping a gifted membership for one of you guys in the Breakfast Club. I very much appreciate you, kind sir. Good to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're doing fantastic this morning. Before we get and say hello to all of you guys, please make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. You know what else is free is hitting that subscribe button. If you haven't, subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Also, please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not going to break the bank with anybody here, but listen, it helps out the show immensely. Obviously, this is the one way that we get paid is we don't cater to views around here for payment. I think it's a way better system to be able to have memberships and stuff like that. And we give back on Saturday mornings. So we have our members only live streams on Saturday morning. So that's our way of being able to give back. It's quite a bit uncensored. Make sure you guys check that out if you have not already. Follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. Feels ultra good. This is a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. But if you, listen, if you haven't joined the Discord, that's not a really great place to get a hold of me one-on-one, but that's a great place where we all in the Breakfast Club in here hang out, and we continue the conversation after the show and throughout the night. It's awesome, man. So I'm very much honored with your guys' participation and engagement in there. So Naomi, make sure you drop the link. Make sure you guys that have not joined up, hit that link. Last but not least, man, of course, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups, all these things are, of course, going to be shouted out and presented live onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube brutal 30% cut, we have these platforms that you guys can donate to, and where someone like me gets 100% of what you're, sending. And if you're using an iPhone, that's another 30% of the purchase. So If I super chat $100 on an iPhone, that's $60 off the top. 30% to YouTube, 30% to Apple. Now you're left with $40, but you still got to pay 30% tax on that. So how much money are you really getting at the end of the day? This is some bullshit. So anyways, that's why we do that over here on the side of the net. All right. So mega love family. Good to see everyone, man. We got Rebecca. We got Shadow. We got Naomi. We got freaking Charles down there in Australia, man. Feels good. We got Papa Penguin as well. Good morning, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. We got KP, my man. Good to see you as well. Brother Steve Easy is in the building. Let's see who else we got in here, man. We got Lappy. Good to see you, my man. And yes, we got to make sure we pump up those numbers, those like buttons. Come on. I believe in you guys. Those are definite rookie numbers. Thank you for posting the Discord, by the way. We got Steve Posey saying, good morning, Mike Ball and Breakfast Club. Yes, sir, with the brows. I see that. Good to see you. We got Mount High as well. Good morning, kind sir. Good to see you as well, man. And we'll definitely go ahead and get our left-handed tobacco ready to go here. Feels ultra good. Let's see, man. We got Joseph up there in Canada, our Mexican Canadian. You know what I mean? Feels ultra good. Snow Mexicans. Good morning, Mr. Ball, Lucy, Breakfast Crew, BNC, and can't forget the haters. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, yo. Yes. Facebook does own Instagram. Well, not really. Facebook doesn't own Instagram. Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. So it's kind of like an umbrella. But yeah, that's how that works. We got Brother Beezer, my man down there in South Florida. Good to see you, my man. We got Not Straight Jacket. Of course, that's Not Straight Jacket, by the way. Big W for suppressors, y'all. Did it go through where, we're safe on the suppressor side now? We don't have to pay no tax on our God-given right over here? I sure hope. I sure fucking hope, dude. You got to love how they got to try to tax on and make as much money as possible off of our God-given rights, right? We got Hardwire 1%er. Good morning, kind sir. Good to see you, my man. And Frank Samatero, very much appreciate you guys. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into the craziness today. This is the breaking news, how they start about, they're saying that this has been a House passed a big, beautiful bill from 215 votes to 214 votes off of one vote difference. Holy fuck. That's crazy. One fucking vote and it passes. All right. So the question that I bear to you guys in the chat, you guys see the poll. Do you think that this will pass the Senate? Honestly, do you guys think that it's going to pass the Senate? Now, Papa Penguin did say something very smart yesterday, I believe. And he goes, listen, the House wouldn't have let that shit out of the House if they didn't think that it was not going to pass the Senate. So who's to see? I was thinking about 20% chance. But I'm probably shooting way under. But I honestly see something like this. And then I looked up the bill too and how much they've added on to it. Now the bill is huge. The bill is like 1,100 pages long. Like it never needed to be that long. And see, each and every single senator and congressman and all this bullshit. Oh yeah, I'll vote for it. But my boys back here, yeah, they need to be on that bill. We need to protect them. We need to do this. That's exactly what fucking happens. So bills just start adding. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, dude, we're not cool with that. We're not cool with that. Just be very transparent, yo. It's very simple. And throwing out 1,000-page bill is not transparent, by the way. That's not transparency. No one here is going to read 1,126 pages of the bill. No one's going to do it. No one. Not going to happen. So it's not very transparent, is it? Anyhow, I still like the bones of this bill, but I do not like how much has been added to it. And to me, that automatically goes to a no vote to me. As soon as you start adding all this crazy shit into it, that's when I have to, me personally, that's when it's a no vote. And I don't know, like, you can't just start passing law under the guise of another law. You can't do that. You can't do that. This is how it gets fucked up. That's how we're in the position we are today.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get into this. We have a couple of breaking news stories, and then we're going to get into the House speaking on this bill. So, anyways, let's go ahead and check it out.
And reporters, they continue to give us live reactions.
Forgot they're way fast right now. We'll bring it back to that speed, the playback speed where they sound like they're on Adderall. We'll go ahead and bring the playback speed up, not on the reporter, not Jeannie Francie, whatever her name is. She speaks fluent enough. But when you speak in this slow and I got to think and I talk real slow, like, fuck, man, everyone does that shit in there. So we have to bring the playback speed up. Anyways.
And you see Chet Program saying, quote, the House passes the big, beautiful bill 215 to 214. Perry voted present. GOPers Massey and Davidson voted no. If you are wondering how everything played out and who voted what, Chet Program giving it to you in real time here on Live Now from Fox. As we are at the nation's capital, we do continue to follow developing news here and tragic news.
I thought that was actually like law now or something, Steve. Right?
To the embassy there, you see police presence still there on this Thursday morning here at 7.
Oh, bro, I can get you plenty of these shirts. Absolutely. Don't worry about that.
14 on the East Coast. A deadly shooting attack in the nation's capital has left 2 Israeli embassy workers dead and raised fears of escalating violence around the world.
No, but I did have hopes. There, Steve, to answer your question there. We got Carney as well. Good morning, kind sir. Good to see you, my man. And yes, sir, you did say that. Too good to be true. Absolutely. You definitely did. All right.
World this morning. Fox News correspondent Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington on what we have learned about the victims and the alleged gunman.
What's happening? Oh, is this the Israeli part right here? Let's go and skip ahead. Because
the man believed to be responsible for this attack was quickly taken into custody, and police say he made no secret of his motivation.
Okay, so it says right now, as the part of the breaking news here, investigations continue into deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staffers. Why? Why would they take out 2 staffers?
Free Palestine!
A suspect handcuffed.
Okay, free Palestine bullshit. Okay, so he's doing it in the righteousness of Hamas, right? Which is, listen, man, honestly, that's the last type of shit they need. Honestly, but whatever. We know that we can go into this conversation for hours if we wanted to.
And taken away, all while chanting slogans, and just moments, Israeli embassy staffers were gunned down outside the Capitol Jewish Museum, blocks away from the U.S. Capitol building.
He just ran up. It was terrible.
The 2 victims who were attending an event at the museum were killed just outside. Shot, we're told, at close range before the suspected gunman was later taken into custody by security workers inside the museum.
He put his hands up, he grabbed a red kufi out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chants. You know, there's only one solution, Intifada revolution.
The police say the suspect, 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez of Chicago, appeared to be acting alone. But this comes as Israel has launched new attacks inside Gaza, and it follows a slew of anti-Israel protests here in the U.S. President Trump posted on Truth Social, these horrible D.C. killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the U.S.
So, I mean, this is crazy because this did happen on U.S. soil, right? So, I honestly do not know where the Israeli embassy is geographically, as in like inside the United States. I'm not sure where it's at. I actually don't know. I should look it up. But I guess it sounds like DC, right, from this tweet. But nonetheless, this is crazy, man. Like, you're not even over there doing the righteous shit over there type shit. You're doing it to our own people down here. Why? It's unrelated, quote unquote. I don't buy that. It's definitely related to Hamas.
It was a sentiment echoed by Washington's mayor.
We will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
The victims have been identified by the Israeli embassy as Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky.
It's a young couple about to be engaged. The young man purchased
1,000 billion trillion %, Steve. I mean, just the way it is. That's the way I look at it. America first, baby.
a ring this week with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he is stepping up security at Israeli missions around the world. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Fox News. That's usually
right,
what they do over there.
Thank you so much for that detailed report. Right now, we want to get back to the very latest. Moments ago, you saw it here on Live Now from Fox as the House did pass.
Man, that's super sad, Charles. The two people who got shot were a couple and they were going to get married. That is devastating, dude. That's terrible.
It's the very latest of President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. I am getting word that the GOP, they are holding a press conference in response.
So it's not actually the entire House. It's the GOP, I believe.
This news development. Yep. Let's head inside and listen in.
Let's go ahead and hear what they got to say inside. Inside.
Again, America's economic revival has already begun under President Trump's leadership. But House Republicans back it up.
So, by the way, all these motherfuckers are the ones adding shit into these bills and stuff, just so you guys know.
In this bill by making the 2017 Trump tax cuts permanent, eliminating tax on tips and overtime, and throwing out regulations that burden American businesses and suffocate American innovation. From promoting the safety and security of our great nation and giving much needed tax relief to American families, to unleashing American energy and bringing accountability to important government programs, there are wins in this bill for every corner of America. Take this as a lesson. Don't bet against the House Republicans. We've shown time and time again that we deliver for the American people, especially when it matters most. By taking
1,000% Papa Penguin. And that's the sad part. You know what I mean? I haven't read those 1,100 pages, but I can definitely assure you that if it's that fucking long, it's not for America's best interest. It's not for the best interest of me and you. It's in the best interest of these guys and what they can get out of it. And their people. You know, this is the way it works. Oh, I see that. Naomi changed her name. Changed my name so everyone knows I'm mean, since Steve Easy is always trying to convince people I'm nice. But now I can't change it back for a week. Dang it. Feels good. Hey, you're stuck in that position. I like that. I like the skulls, by the way. I like that very much. All right, back into business.
Hold of this historic opportunity. I truly believe we've unlocked the opportunities for generations to come.
Obviously, every single one of them, Charles. That's the entire game of politics. Get elected and stay elected. That's all they care about. So if you want to hurt a politician, hurt them on their next reelection. You know what I mean? Like they look at everything as a positive or a negative to their campaign. Basically to their reelection. Sad but true.
With that, I turn it over to our conference chair, Lisa McClain.
Well, good morning, everybody, and a good morning it is. We just made history and passed the one big, beautiful bill, despite the Democrats.
Who allowed the midget woman up here?
Fear-mongering. Shocker, we haven't seen that lately, have we? And the hours that they spent stalling the votes on this entire process. The Democrats tried to derail this bill, and guess what? It didn't work. They failed. Not only did
don't be too joyous yet. It don't mean shit until it passes the Senate. All this shit right here means nothing unless the Senate passes it. Until then, don't be celebrating. Don't be talking shit yet.
The Democrats vote against the bill.
Stupid to do, actually.
But they introduced hundreds of...
Instead of pointing the finger at these Democrats right now, you should be looking for, honestly, you should be looking for like some sort of unison, like we're coming together moment. Like not the fuck the other guy. That's not going to win over the left. It's not going to win people's opinions on this shit, So I think that kind of shit is dumb.
Meaningless amendments, spewed misleading talking points, and now they have nothing to show for it except voting on the record for the historic.
And that's right, OB Joe. Absolutely. When in doubt, vote them out. True.
Tax increase.
That's all they care about.
And to kill jobs of the small and medium class business owners in America. Frankly, Democrats voted to put Americans last, and it's a shame. But thank God for House Republicans, and thank God for our president, Donald J. Trump. His vision, alongside the work of
Frederick Frame, my man. Good morning to you, kind sir.
Colleagues, made today a historic day. Behind me is what you see, a unified Republican conference with phenomenal leadership. And this Republican conference works as a team. This transformational legislation will provide safety and security for generations to come, whether it's at our borders,
right?
Or in our pocketbooks, Americans.
Main what this bill was sold as, and if they would have just kept it like that, it's a W. It's a W for Americans. But it's just they add all this bullshit in, and this is not anything new. And I thought that this, I thought we had some law or legislation passed regards to how big bills can be. It can't be 1,100 fucking pages, yo. Like, can't we consolidate this shit? Because no American's going to read the whole fucking thing. It's just, and that's the bullshit, and they know it. I thought we passed some shit to say we can't do that. So what's going on?
Will be better off thanks to the one big, beautiful
Much love, Frank.
bill. Our committees had difficult tasks, and they delivered. And some doubted that this was even possible. But at the end of the day, we all came together. House Republicans did not miss
100% Papa Penguin. Us versus them. Meaning citizens. Not left and right and all this shit. No, citizens versus the government. And that's the hard part. You're supposed to be working for the people. But it is nothing but a self-serving ideology, environment. It's built that way. All of politics is. It's fucking sold. It's sold under the guise of, hey, you're gonna be doing good for your people. You're gonna be the voice of your people. Blah blah blah. But then this shit happens, and that shit, I hate that. I hate that. I genuinely hate that. We got KP. Much love and respect. Got to run. Much love, man. Be safe out there. Appreciate you always. Thank you for hanging out with us. And thank you guys for hitting the like button very quick. Just got to do a little, quick halt. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I very much appreciate you guys and your engagement. And listen. I know it's very laborious. I know. But I believe in you guys.
Miss the moment. And because of our work, we will put more money in the pockets of hardworking Americans. We will prevent the next Lincoln Riley or Rachel Morin from being murdered. And we will save another family from the heartbreak of fentanyl poisoning. And to think
you didn't do it for me, Charles. You did it for the damn cat. Stop the cap over here.
Emotional damage.
Democrats voted against all of that. But I am thankful for the House Republicans that they stood up for the American people. We put them first. This is what real leadership
I believe
like.
That the original bill that Trump fucking originally wanted to have here was absolutely for the American people. Yes, I do believe that. I really actually believe that. But it's these motherfuckers that start ruining shit.
This is what winning looks like.
No, and stop. Don't over celebrate already, lady. What are you doing that for?
This is
What's
what
up, Lee?
America
My man, good
looks
morning.
like under President Donald Trump and House Republicans' leadership. Safe, secure, and prosperous. And now I will turn it over to the chairman of the Transportation.
I hate the way that her cadence and the way that she talks there. It's wildly annoying.
Mr. Sam Graves.
I'll be brief, but I'm proud to stand up here with my chairman colleagues, and I want to thank them for all the work that they did, the Republican leadership, and especially President Trump and his team for helping to get this across the board, across the line. For our part, for the Transportation Infrastructure Committee.
All right, this guy speaks a little bit slower, so we're just going to go ahead and, because these guys speak for a long time, they're politicians, so they're looking for airtime, every single one of them. That's their thing. It helps them in their campaign, helps them get reelected. So they love to do this. So we're going to go ahead and actually speed this up quite a bit, and it will sound like they're all on Adderall, but hey, here we go.
We exceeded our mark when it came to cuts, and at the same time, we also made investments in our United States Coast Guard. More importantly, we made a down payment on modernization of our air traffic control system. And on top of that, we're going to see the first new money in the Highway Trust Fund in over 30 years. So with that, I encourage the Senate to do their work and to get this moved.
My internet's going out again. See, it's going down. It's going to come right back here in a second. But I hate that shit. It fucking... like, I pay good money for fucking ideal internet here. I don't understand why it's got to do that, but it's coming right back. Oh, well, it went right back down. What should be brief ain't their speeches. That's correct. It's their time in the seat that should be brief. No kidding. That's actually what it was originally made for. One and done should be the new citizen mantra when it comes to elections. Yeah, no kidding, bro. No freaking joke right there.
Stop the cap.
We got we need some Addies for PT today. Yeah, I would imagine so. That's one drug that I never used. I never used any of those Adderall or any of that legal methamphetamine. Never. I don't need uppers. If anything, I need downers. I've never needed or wanted for any type of upper. I'm already a hyper kind of dude, you know what I mean? But I have a lot of energy. I'm not necessarily hyper. I'm actually chill, but I'm whatever. I don't know why my internet is taking this fucking long. You're in Alabama. Be happy your internet ain't two hillbillies holding some tinfoil. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding on that, bro. That is funny.
As well across the board. And I will turn it over to Chairman Rogers.
Thank you, Sam. This one big, beautiful bill makes a generational investment in national defense. The bill includes
that part is true.
Legislation from the House Armed Services Committee that provides implementing President Trump's Peace Through Strength agenda. That $150 billion.
That hair is wild.
Will fund key investment initiatives in President Trump's Golden Dome, revitalize our defense industrial base, help secure our southwest border because border security is national security, deter Chinese aggression, and enhance service member quality of life. With these investments, we will restore American deterrence and build the ready, capable, and lethal fighting force President Trump promised.
That's what it is. That's what it is. My internet is allergic to congressional nonsense. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Make sure you guys hit that like button.
I want to thank President Trump and Speaker Johnson for prioritizing national security in the bill. And commend our entire leadership team for getting this done. And with that, I'll now turn it over to the Iron Lady, Chairman Fox.
Total toupee.
Thank you. And I want to thank my colleagues. As you all know, we came in for a lot of criticism for the Rules Committee meeting at 1 a.m. in the morning, but we needed to do that in order for us to be right here this morning getting this done. And I want to thank the Speaker for all the work that he has done. I told him I'm going to nominate him for sainthood because he now has done many miracles here as Speaker. But he, working together with President Trump and all of my colleagues, and I want to thank the members of the Rules Committee for their patience and their perseverance. But this is a great morning in America. Again, we are delivering as Republicans for the
I guess he was wearing a fake hair hat, right? I guess men still wear fake hair hats, but they're boomers. They're boomers, though. That's true, though. That's true.
People, and we're all going to walk very happily for,
What's up, Todd
for the
J?
next few weeks, especially.
Good morning.
We see the next challenge that we have, but this has just been a primer for it, and we're ready for the next ones. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, President Trump.
Jim Jordan, Judiciary Chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The people that have Band-Aids on their faces are like 90 plus years old.
many times before, I think we tend to make our job too complicated. It's really pretty basic. What you tell the voters you were going to do when you put your name on the ballot and ran for the job, and if you get elected, go do what you said. And this bill does that. Wouldn't happen without the leadership of the Speaker and our entire team, and certainly wouldn't happen without the leadership of President Trump. But last fall, we told the American people, you elect us, we're going to make sure we cut your taxes don't go up. This bill does that. We told them last fall, you elect us, we will secure the border. President Trump has done that. We allocate resources in this bill to make sure
there goes
it
the
stays
internet
secure.
again, but
We
you
told
guys
people
will
last
be
fall,
able
you
to
elect
still
us.
hear it, but I don't know why it's going in and out like this right now.
We
have
respect
nice
moms and dads.
weather
We'll let
right
you
now.
have school
It's
choice.
full sun. I don't see a single cloud in the sky. I just see blue skies right now. No excuse.
Where you can pick the school where your son or daughter's going to get the best education. And we told people last fall, you elect us, we're going to treat you with respect you deserve. Able-bodied people in our welfare system will have to work if they're going to get your money. This bill does what we said we were going to do. That's why it's a good day for our country. Next is Mr. Guthrie, Chairman.
Thank you very much. As one of the new chairmen here, it's just been such a privilege to work with the leadership and the chairman and the entire conference to deliver on the promises that
Our rapper, that's funny.
Trump promised in the campaign. In the Energy and Commerce Committee, we strengthened Medicaid for the most vulnerable. Leader Jeffries, when he gave his speech on the floor, read different stories that he received on Medicaid. Every single person that he talked about on the floor is completely covered by this bill. We reformed Medicaid, so hardworking taxpayers who provide Medicaid also have those who can work and are able to work join the hardworking taxpayers to help pay for Medicaid. This is vital to our communities. We deliver on energy dominance in this bill. So I'm proud to have worked with my friends.
What's up, trigger warning? Good morning, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing fantastic.
Work with hopefully our members of the Senate to make sure that this bill gets passed and gets to the president's desk. We strengthened Medicaid and we delivered on energy dominance. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce my good friend, the Chair of Agriculture, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. And what a great morning it is. I'm so proud to be a part of this team led by President Trump and our Speaker, and really proud of the members, Republican members on the House Agriculture Committee and the hardworking staff. We delivered as a part of this big, beautiful bill, pieces of legislation that will just serve well the people who consume and the people who produce agriculture commodities in this country. For the folks who consume, especially the most vulnerable, we've achieved something we haven't been able to do in a very long time.
I'm going to pull up the bill real quick.
Of Congress, not by cutting or taking people off the roll for the nutrition programs, but restoring program integrity that makes sure they're able to get what they need, but to do that in a way that gives them hope for a better future, restoring rungs on a ladder of opportunity. And for the hardworking farm families that really are the producers that are in production that have been up. Actually, with these past couple of days, I feel like a dairy farmer, with these hours we're working. But these families are up before sunlight. They're out there working, and we were able to deliver what I fondly refer to as Farm Bill 1.0. Couldn't do everything that they needed, but we were able to deliver a tremendous amount in terms of risk management for hardworking farm families that are really experiencing the worst farm economy in a half a century. And we know that we need those hardworking families to thrive, not just survive, but to thrive, because of them we have food security, which gives us national.
Okay, real quick. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Okay, so this is the bill right now. Now, the meat and potatoes of the what this bill was sold as was beautiful. Truly. It was totally beautiful. I truly believe that Trump did this in the best interest of the American people. And then it got added onto and added onto and added onto and added onto. Now the bill is at 1,116 pages. So let's go ahead and real quick, what I'll do is we're going to scroll to, we're just going to look at the table of contents. That's all we're going to do here. So we're here. And so I'm just going to scroll through at any time. Make sure you guys can click and pause the video to go ahead and read what is being written in here. But we're just going to go ahead and a lot of defense, military, which is great. I honestly do think that's great. Committee on Education and Workforce, Pell Grants, loan payments, loan limits, accountability, regulatory relief, energy and commerce, funding for Department of Energy loan guarantee expenses. Like I'm just kind of just randomly looking. I mean, there's so much here. There's no way I can consolidate this quick enough. It's impossible. Let me make sure that I am okay. Good. I am streaming it. Repeal and rescission. I don't know what that means. Relating to greenhouse gas air pollution plans and implementation grants. Repeal and rescission relating to environmental and climate justice block grants. EPA repeal of EPA rule relating to multi-pollutant emission standard. Spectrum auctions. Just going through here. Now we go into health and Medicaid. Now, here goes all the list of basically all the shit that they're trying to add or get rid of. Preventing of wasteful spending, which I think all of us can agree to any of that. We're going to just continue here. Affordable Care Act, addressing waste, fraud, and abuse in the ACA exchanges. I don't know what the ACA is. Committee on Financial Services, Committee on Homeland Security, Committee on the Judiciary. I can't fucking speak right, so I can't say that word. Whatever. Employment authorization, document fees, parole fee. What is this? Committee. Okay, so yeah, all law shit. For I-94 fee, yearly asylum fee, special immigrant juvenile fee, it's just kind of, I don't know what any of this means. EVUS fee, ESTA fee, EOIR fees, fees for aliens ordered, removed, and absentia. I don't know what that is. Like, fuck, dude. Use normal people language. Use of funds. I mean, this just goes on. And dude, just mind you, we're only in the basically the the index here, like explaining what all of this is. These are just like the main thing. There's so many pages to this. What is this? Committee on Natural Resources, Oil and Gas, Geothermal, Alaska, Mining, Coal, offshore oil and gas leasing, which, hey, that's fantastic, actually. Renewable energy, water, wildlife, and fisheries, federal lands, federal land in Utah. I don't know what they're adding federal land to Utah. I don't know what any of this means. You just have to go to that fucking page, I guess. Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, Committee on Ways and Means, the One Big Beautiful Bill, references to the Internal Revenue Code. Okay, so they would have to add to that. Make American families and workers thrive again. In what way? I'm not sure. Permanently preventing tax hikes on American families and workers. So you guys can pause as I just kind of get through this. There's a lot here, and this is just the index here. Extensions of Tax Cuts and Job Act reform for rural America and Main Street. Extension of special deprecation allowance for certain property. Erosion minimum tax amount. I don't know what any of that means. Additional tax relief for rural America and Main Street. Oh, okay, that's just going more into it. Investing in health in rural America, which is great. Working families over elites. Termination of previously owned clean vehicle credit. Termination of clean vehicle credit now. Termination of qualified commercial clean vehicles credit. Termination of alternative fuel vehicle refueling property credit. Termination of energy efficient home improvement credit. See, this is crazy. Holy shit. Removing taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. Permitting premium tax credit only for certain individuals. Certain aliens treated as ineligible for premium tax credit. Disallowing premium tax credit during periods of medical or Medicaid ineligibility due to alien status, right? Which they shouldn't be getting any of this shit. Limiting Medicare coverage of certain individuals. Social Security number requirement for American Opportunity and Lifetime learning credits, preventing fraud, waste, and abuse, requiring exchange verification of eligibility for health plan. Like, this is crazy. Okay, so that basically got us to this point here. All right, this is the beginning of the bill right here. All right, so I just wanted to go over all of that craziness so you guys have an idea of what we're even talking about here. That's what the One Big Beautiful is. And yes, that's exactly what I was looking at just now. I was going through, scrolling through basically just the main parts of the bill. And then if you want to read more, you'd have to, it's 1,126 pages. Let me double check that. Give me a sec. Scroll all the way up. 1,116 pages. That's how many it is. Unreal. Unfucking real. Anyways, so we're going to get back into the deal with the bill right now. Give me 1 second here. All right, now we're good. I don't know why that started to play. Perfect.
Security. And so I'm just, once again, really proud to be here this morning, and I'm proud to introduce one of my chairman of the committee I serve, Chairman Wohlberg with Education and Workforce.
Thank you. It's a great stand up here. This is the first step of the continuing process, and I want to give great appreciation to our speaker, our entire leadership team, and of course to the guy who was a must-do man, and that's President Donald Trump. That gave us all the purchase power to move what we needed to do. And I want to say thank you to my committee, as well as the committee staff that work significantly. I think they all believe that without an educated workforce, we don't have a workforce that succeeds in this world. And without a workforce, we don't have a need for education. So put them two together, and we've got the opportunity. And so we were given a high lift, a high challenge.
What's up, Pablo, by the way? Good morning to you.
Ultimately, almost $350 billion of savings. And that's a term because it gives us a chance to make sure that students have a better opportunity with reduced costs to go through their educational process with incentives that make that work. But
man,
also
they added plenty of pork to this bull fucking shit already.
Make sure that we don't have factory workers in Michigan and ranchers in Texas paying for lawyers in Manhattan their education.
True,
Everybody
Hardwire
has that opportunity, and we also give universities and colleges and community colleges and tax-paying universities the opportunity to counsel students against taking on debilitating debt that puts them back and really stops the thrust of educational process.
What's up, neighbor guy, as well? Good morning to you.
That the Senate has seen the pattern now, and we can work with them to achieve something that moves education and workforce forward in ways we haven't seen in a long, long time. And it was great to be part of this leadership team, this great group of chairmen, and it's a privilege now to
Steve Posey, that's actually pretty nice. 53 up there in Illinois. Shit, I thought it was pretty damn cold up there right now.
A guy who did yeoman work on Ways and Means, Chairman Smith.
I first just want to say thank you for the
Here's this guy again. Remember him from yesterday? He was on the stand over there.
Our House leadership team and every one of my fellow chairs, but also every single Republican member of this conference. You know, iron sharpens iron. A lot of times we do that here, but it has made us so much stronger, where we've been able to stand together and deliver real victories for American people. I remember when people said President Trump's reelection wasn't possible. And then it became the greatest.
What's up, Linda Adams, by the way? Hopefully you're doing fantastic this morning and you guys are enjoying the Thursday morning madness. As always, man, make sure you guys hit the like button. We do this Monday through Saturday, actually, but Monday through Friday, world news, geopolitics, and breaking news. Gotta love it. And then, of course, Saturday, we get to totally get crazy with our members only. Good ass time over there. Uncensored.
Back in history. 77 million Americans voted to return Trump to office. We have those Americans and President Trump to thank for the Republican majorities in the House and the Senate. So then the doubters came back and said, there's no way that the House Republicans can make the Trump tax cuts.
Oh, man, Lee, no worries. Let me check and see if it came through, though. Oh, it did come through. Okay, good. Hold on. Let me, my bad. That was a good, so I can call it out real quick. We got freaking Lee coming in hot, by the way, with the $2 dues, man, coming in with the comment saying being a real G. I really appreciate you, man. Much love and respect, kind sir. Very much appreciate that. But you were very right about that whole ordeal, Hardwire. And then Hardwire says to continue on, Mike, I told you they would destroy it. Yes. Wait till the Senate and the House bounce it back and forth, ping-ponging it, adding shit the senators want. Correct. Which the House already did plenty of that. And I'm sure the Senate has already been involved somewhat. Like, the senators, I'm sure they've been involved leading up to this point, so they will pass it. But yes, once it gets up there, which is now, this bill is now at the Senate. So they're definitely going to add pages to this shit, guaranteed. We're at 1,116 pages. We'll see how many pages it is here in 3-4 days. I'll be checking and downloading as we go, because I'm actually, you have to download the bill. You can't just look it up. You have to download it. That's how fucking big the thing is. Anyways, I'm not sure why my internet's going low again, but you guys will, the video will lag, but you guys will be able to hear just perfectly fine. So
it's too hard. They said there's no way they can deliver on his campaign promises and cut spending. And they went even further and said there's no way that House Republicans can deliver on it as part of one big, beautiful bill. But I was raised in a trailer in Salem, Missouri, next to my dad's auto repair shop.
Stop trying to relate to motherfuckers. You're unrelatable at this point. I'm just being honest.
I know what it's like to have everyone doubt your future. And I said it from the start. Failure is not an option. The doubters were wrong, because we just passed the one big, beautiful bill. And as promised, it delivers for working families. And this is how the greatest political comeback of all time has led to the greatest pro-worker, pro-family, pro-farmer, and pro-small business tax bill of all time. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on loans.
Yeah, that shit is a big W on that. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. That is great. I think that's a big W for Americans.
Loans for American-made cars, tax relief for seniors. Make the Trump tax cuts permanent. We hold the woke elites accountable.
And they're bringing it from anyone that's making 30 to 80,000, or I think 30 to 80,000 a year. Their tax goes down by 25% or something ridiculous, which is fantastic. That's great.
No taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants who broke the law. We're delivering for the gig workers that stay up late to put their kid through college. We're delivering for the restaurant workers that take another shift to help out a coworker and put food on their table. We're delivering for the police officers and firefighters who show up in the dead of night to keep our communities safe. We're delivering for seniors who worked their whole lives and paid into Social Security.
Come on, internet. The fuck is going on here? I paid too much for this bullshit.
Promised tax relief.
I'm back.
We're delivering for the families who, after surviving 4 years of Democrats' historic inflation, struggle to afford a school that meets their needs. We're delivering for the factory worker who needs to buy a car to drop his kids off on the way to work. We're delivering for the Americans that expect their tax dollars to go to help other Americans and not illegal immigrants. We're delivering for the president of the United States, Donald Trump, who made these promises and intends to keep them, because the Republican Party is the party of the working class, and we won't leave them behind.
What's up, Tiffany? By the way, good morning to you.
To introduce the great chairman of the Financial Services Committee, Mr. Hill.
Morning, everybody. Such a pleasure to be with you. Let me say, first and foremost, thank you to Mike Johnson and our leadership team, our majority
What's up,
leader,
David, by the way? He says, good morning, Mike and chat. America is currently at a sink or swim moment. Corruption is sinking this country, and I'm just not seeing any end in sight. No, you're right. I don't see any end in sight either. That's the sad reality. That's just being honest.
Steve Scalise, working hand in glove with President Trump all of last year on what would be
Good
the
morning.
priorities for House Republicans to work hand in hand with our president if we were so fortunate to be elected, to have the House in the Republican hands, to have the presidency in President Trump's capable leadership hands, and to have the Senate. And this bill is that first step. This is that first step that delivers on that promise. And for my constituents in Arkansas, what a pleasure it was for me to vote that they're not going to face a 22% increase in their taxes, that 9 out of 10 Arkansans can use the standard deduction and have a simpler, straightforward way to file their taxes, that they can have the benefit of a more robust child tax credit. That's what House Republicans stand for. And let me also say that there were doubters, and you've heard that mentioned today.
I don't know why you guys
Trump
are
has said
celebrating early. Stop doing that. Yes, it passed the House. Big whoop. A lot of things will pass the House and not pass the Senate. So don't be overzealous here.
Why can't the Republicans stick together? Why can't the Democrats stick together? But with the leadership of Mike Johnson, Republicans have stuck together and delivered
Yes, sir,
on the
brother
commitments that
Steve.
we've made.
Be safe out there and don't overextend yourself, but definitely, PT is a good thing to keep up on. I promise you. It's definitely something that I needed to do. So anyways, back to this.
in the campaign and
Much
in our
love, bro.
planning in this first 5 months of what's going to be, as President Trump argues, a golden age for the American people and the American economy. In the House Financial Services Committee, we were proud to have been charged by Chairman Arrington with a $1 billion deficit reduction. And by golly, like members of the House Financial Services Committee, we underpromised and by cutting the deficit by $5.2 billion over that period of time. And it's the first substantive change in the Dodd-Frank Act in the past 15 years that will lead and anchor in our committee to deliver on another promise of the administration, which is to right-size regulations.
Yo, Christopher Collins, good morning, man.
So that our capital providers can provide that access to capital to our small businesses, our big businesses, and make America more competitive. So again, congratulations to my fellow members of House leadership, our committee chairs, our staffs that worked so hard for so many months to deliver on what is a big success for our country. And now I'm happy to welcome my fellow Arkansan, a great chair of our Natural Resources Committee, Bruce West.
Good morning. You know, winning feels good. It always feels good, but it feels much better when you win as a team. And this was a team victory. And it's not.
Man, that lisp is hard. Oh, shit. You got elected with that kind of lisp? Man, then I have a chance. If he speaks like that and I just speak retarded, I think that works out.
Not just this team that you see standing here. It's the team of our whole Republican conference. It's hundreds of dedicated staff members who have worked many, many hours, who have made changes and gotten the bill text where it needs to be. But we wouldn't be at this point without the leadership of our speaker, who just keeps winning every time something comes up. And we don't have an option not to win. There is no other option than to win for the American people. And today, I believe the American people win. And as I think about
majority of laws should have sunsets.
Resources Committee, I can't help but think about the only quote in the House chamber by Daniel Webster, that we're coming upon the 200-year anniversary of him making this speech at the dedication of the Bunker Hill Monument. 1,000 people gathered there and 120 Revolutionary War veterans. And the part of his speech that's in the House chamber starts off saying, "Let us develop the resources of our land." America has been blessed from sea to shining sea with abundant resources. America is also blessed with a conservation ethic to know how to use those resources in a responsible way and leave our resources in better shape for future generations. We were able to, on the Natural Resources Committee, exceed our budget instructions by a factor of 20. $20 billion in new revenue and savings over the 10-year window. But that's just the beginning. That's what CBO says we're going to generate by royalty rates, by lease sales, by selling timber, by having mining.
Exactly, Blair. For every single law this is the way I look at it. For every single law that becomes law, you have to get rid of 3. How about that? You know what I mean? You want to pass a law, you got to get rid of 3. I'm down for that. Honestly, we got way too many laws on the books. It is designed against us. That's really what it is.
Very basic
us
cost
versus
of
them.
Selling those assets. What that doesn't account for is when you have $1 billion of resources, it takes billions and billions of dollars of factories, of oil rigs, of pipelines, of mines, of refineries, of sawmills, and manufacturing equipment. And that's going to create millions of jobs across our country if we're fully able to use those resources, which is going to grow our economy. So this bill not only gives tremendous tax relief to hardworking Americans, it also gives hardworking Americans an opportunity to have great paying jobs and to build things right here in America again, and to attack our deficit by growing our economy and producing more income for families and more income for the federal government. And I couldn't be more proud to be part of this team today. And with that, I want to introduce the chairman of the Oversight Committee from Kentucky.
Are you serious, Steve Posey? That's a wild fact. Not surprised, though. Not surprised. It's a wild fact, but I'm not surprised. And that's right. We got Carney's right over there saying smash that like button. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. And I very much appreciate the engagement, man. The common man was always supposed to represent themselves before a court of law, but today that's impossible. Yeah, it is impossible with the laws on the books. Someone like me or you are not going to listen. That's exactly why they say always lawyer up. Yes, you have the right, but guess what? The fucking lawyers, they know the law. And when they know the law, they know how to do what? Loophole it. They know how to fucking exploit it. They know how to do that shit. And you have to have that representation. Listen, I know that I'm competent enough to represent myself in the court of law. I would never do that. I would never, ever, ever. And listen, I don't care what people say. Oh, the judge would respect that you're doing. No, fuck all that. Fuck all that. You absolutely need a lawyer. For any time that you are dealing with anything in the court of law, you need to have a lawyer. Absolutely. They are the ones that know how to fucking get yourselves. They know how to weasel you out. If whatever the fuck is happening, they know what's going on. So trust in that. You definitely don't want to represent yourself anymore. Now it was originally designed like what Papa or what was Blair said right here. The common man was actually made, that you could represent yourself and do it, and you could do it well. Now you can't. There's way too many laws, and the laws are some that we cannot understand. The common man is not going to understand that shit. It's a whole different language. Just like politics for the majority. A lot of this politics stuff is read in between the lines shit. It's not you can't just take surface level shit. It's all between the lines and stuff. And you have to take a lot of initiative, someone like me, to like go ahead and figure out what the fuck is actually happening here, and then being able to speak it and relay that information to guys and girls that speak like me, and I think the common person in America speaks like me. Just being honest.
Well, today's a historic day, and today's a great day for the hardworking, tax-paying Americans. The People's House has delivered on President Trump's America First agenda. Our one big beautiful bill cuts taxes for hardworking Americans and small businesses, putting more money directly back into the pockets of those hardworking Americans. It provides critical resources to secure our border and deport criminal, illegal aliens, the same dangerous individuals that Joe Biden allowed to flood into our country every day. It restores American energy dominance by rolling back the radical Green New Deal scam and unleashing domestic production. And it takes direct aim at waste, fraud, and abuse in Washington, making government more efficient and more accountable for the American taxpayer. For example, our bill tackles fraud in the Federal Employee Health Benefits Program. A GAO report.
That's pretty awesome right there, Hardwire. But that is not, you're not dealing with a criminal, court of law. It's not criminal, when you're facing time in prison and shit. Yeah, get yourself a lawyer, dude. But yeah, there's a little bit different pressure there. But I really respect that you went and represented yourself twice, and won. That's awesome.
Covered instances where federal employees illegally placed non-family members on their taxpayer-subsidized health plans. The one big beautiful bill ends this abuse, saving taxpayers $1.5 billion. We're proud the House passed this legislation. Now the Senate must do its job. Next, it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of the heroes from start to finish of this whole process, our great Budget Committee Chairman and my good friend, Jody Arrington.
Hell yeah, they look at that kind of shit like you're like either pompous or, totally. I'm sure that the judges look at that as a bad thing and not necessarily a good thing. I totally agree, because the lawyers can at least speak with the judges and shit like that. They can take recess and speak, and, they can do a whole bunch of different kind of communication that they can't do with your shit if you're representing yourself, right? I'm sure it's actually frustrating to the judges. I'd imagine so.
I'm the chairman that made these guys' lives just a little more difficult.
Man, this fucking internet bullshit, man. I want to hear what this guy says, but I don't want it to be choppy for you guys. I hate that. You guys will be able to hear it, but you guys won't be able to see it very well. Yeah, this is a one big ass club, and we ain't in it. That's 100% correct. Who said that? George Carlin? Yep, 100%.
He had two criteria for who would lead this bill. They had to be big and they had to be beautiful. And I just want to say,
oh my goodness.
What an honor. Where's Jason? Where's Jason going? What a great day. What an extraordinary team effort. I am truly honored to serve with these folks and our conference. I'm humbled to this day. 9 years later, we came in together.
Okay, all right. Enough of you guys. Honestly, you guys are just going to go around the table jerking each other off. That's what's happening. It's cool. We have one last breaking news story I wanted to present to you guys before we headed out of here. We have a plane crash, unfortunately. It's a small plane crash, and I think it happened in San Diego. I didn't want to say it for sure at the top of the hour because I couldn't remember. Yes, it is. Look at this, yo. Look at this image. This is fucking insane. So breaking news this morning, small plane crashes into San Diego neighborhood and look, destroys a fucking house. Holy shit. All right. Let's go ahead and hear the story on this. And we got to bring down the speed. Hold on. I'm glad I caught that quick without even us doing it. There we go.
9:14 here on the East
What's
Coast.
up, Donna?
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We are following some break.
Hopefully I'm saying that right. But much love, honor, respect to you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Thursday morning so far.
News. It takes us out to California. Take a good look at your screen. The very latest information we are getting from our content partners over at Fox 2.
Are you talking about the one that I reported on like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks? Or is this another one that's recent?
Thursday morning, a small plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood this Thursday, setting 15 homes on fire and spewing fuel.
15 homes? Wait. 15 homes went up in flames?
This Thursday, setting 15 homes on fire and spewing fuel across the area. You can see the remnants.
Holy fuck.
Devastation live on your screen. The 4 a.m. crash in the Murphy Canyon neighborhood drew a large police and fire response. Police and fire.
Yeah, there was one that was on an emergency golf course too that happened like 2-3 days ago. And it was actually kind of radical. It was insane. Yeah, I can't remember. I think I reported on that. There's been a lot of weird shit like this.
Crews were seen standing in the neighborhood. Fox 5 San Diego sharing photos of at least one house that was severely damaged and burned with yellow fire hoses snaking around it.
That's a wild
Here's
image.
what they report at this time as what they know. The Federal Aviation Administration says the Cessna 550 aircraft crashed near the Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport on Sculpin Street and Santa Road. There's a smaller airport on the north side of the city. Assistant Fire Department Chief Dan Eddy said, quote, there is a direct hit to multiple homes, end quote. This happening in the Murphy Canyon neighborhood. About 15 homes were set on fire by the crash.
That's
We're
crazy.
learning nearby communities were evacuated.
Terrible.
Now, what we don't know at this time, we don't know the extent of any injuries or deaths. That's not yet immediately clear. It's also not clear what caused the plane to crash. The plane can carry 6 to 8 people, but the number of people on board is unknown. That coming from the FAA in a statement. We're also learning that, as I mentioned, jet fuel is all over the area at this time. The main goal of the fire department, they say, is to search all the homes and get everybody out. So this is a developing story if you're just now tuning in. As we're learning about this breaking news situation, it takes us out to San Diego, California, as a small plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood, setting 15 homes on fire. And my goodness, you can see the devastation at that home on your screen. Severely burned vehicles and the home just severely demolished. So as you can imagine, Red Cross efforts might be needed this morning, and you can still see the water hose there to make sure that nothing lights up again. But again, as I mentioned, this is a developing situation. If you live in that area, I do want to share this tweet with you, courtesy of X. This just in from the San Diego Police Department, as we are learning
At least we're getting some information here.
This plane crash in Tierra Santa. Evacuation still in place for several areas. I'm going to drop this lower so you can see that on your screen. And then they say if you smell jet fuel or find debris, call that number on your screen. There are also road closures, and then it is kind of cut off, so I will read this to you. They say the evacuation site is Miller Elementary. That's at 4343 Shield Street. So as we get more information and on this developing story, you'll be the first to know right here on Live Now.
Well, that's a terrible way to end the live stream. I hate seeing shit like that. It's terrible. And then 15 homes went up in flames and spewing fucking gas and all this shit around, jet fuel or whatever. Man, that's terrible. That's terrible. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding our buddy Black Dragon. He's on live with like a big panel right now. So stick around for that. I very much appreciate you guys hitting the like button, by the way, whether it was right here at the, at the end of the show or the beginning or in the middle. All that matters is that you guys did it. So I very much appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. But until then, God bless everyone, and we'll see you guys very soon. Much love, honor, respect, everybody.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burns.